Hello, everyone. Happy New Year. Welcome to my first ED chat of the new year. I'm Muriel Smith, Executive Director of St. Louis Area Diaper Bank, and I am very happy to have with me today on my ED chat Yolanda Langford and Tracy Berry McGee. You might recognize them from Own Your Now, their show that they have. They're also involved with I Define Me and Sister Keeper. And they're also a partner of the Diaper Bank through our period supply program. So welcome, ladies. Thank you for coming.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having us.
Thank you. Thank you for having us, Marielle.
You're welcome. So we're just going to talk about all the work you do in the community, talk about I Define Me, how that works with our period program in the schools and what you do, and any feedback you can give us about the girls receiving the period kits. So we'll just start off. Just tell us about I Define Me.
Okay, so the I Define Me movement was started in 2002 in my basement with 7 girls. And the biggest goal for us was to focus on self-awareness, diversity, and leadership skills, and making sure that the girls know the value of defining yourself and not allowing society to define you. In the midst of that, it's now grown to be a global organization. We have chapters, school-based and community-based in different states, as well as we have presence in New Mexico, Thailand, Jamaica, Germany, Ghana. It is school-based and community-based. Myself and Yolanda Langford, we make sure that we focus on the community, and that's where the Diaper Bank has to be a partner with us with the period packs. So in the midst of the pandemic, 2021, we established the first in the country, the Wellness Mobile for girls. And so we use that in the schools where we give them, I call it a keeper kit, but they literally get the period pack that we get from you, and we take the schools and we talk to them about their cycles. And then Yolanda can let you know what we do when we bring that Wellness Mobile into the community.
Well, the Wellness Mobile, first of all, I have to say it is the size of a UPS truck. And when we roll into the community with its lavender purple outside with the beautiful girls on the outside, young ladies see right away, that's something for me. That is something for me. So once we open the doors, it's like a small boutique on the inside. Everything inside is made for girls by girls or women. So there's a special thing going on with the mobile. And when we bring it into the community, people know they can come and get resources. And part of that resource is the period packs, because we all know at some point a young lady is going to start her cycle. So we are so appreciative.
Yes, and we know that there are underserved areas that have never received a period pack. They don't know things that's inside. When they open it up, they're like, okay, this is new to me, especially when we're working with, now it used to be just our elementary school girls, but our 5th graders are experiencing their cycles early. It's coming earlier. And so being in an underserved community where these girls get to have it's like a little traveling kit just for themselves. They get the period pack, but we also give them like a body butter and lip balm and just these little cool things, soaps that's just for them. And so they really appreciate that. And I know how I felt, when I started my cycle. So we don't just give them the period packs, but we also have conversations around it, like that whole, what it means to let it flow, right?
Right. And Tracy, when I was in high school back then, there were machines that you can get your period necessities. They don't have that anymore. So when I was in elementary school or middle school, I would see that, and at least it was an idea that something was going to be coming along in my life that is a change for me, and would spark a conversation. Even if the conversation was with maybe an older teenage friend, you may see them getting something out of the dispenser and you say, oh, what's that? And they would talk to you about it. But these days, they don't even have that at the school. So for the young ladies to be able to receive something as personal as information about your cycle, I think is super special.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, and that's great. That's one of the reasons, we at the Diaper Bank even started that program. We knew that aside from diaper need, period poverty was an issue throughout the community. And we wanted to be able to help with that, just like we were helping with diaper need. So it's great. I love how you guys pair with what we do, because, you know, we're not direct service and we provide access to the period kits, but also pairing the educational piece with it. We include like a little bit of an educational piece in with the period kits, but I think it's, you know, great that you're giving them even more education around their period and around themselves, because it's important. I know also a lot of schools don't do health education anymore and those types of things, so they can't really learn that from school. And then if they're not, you know, if they're mom or dad or grandma that's at home isn't really teaching them about those things either, that they're not really understanding, you know, their bodies and their cycles and how to manage their period. So that is so key to pairing those two things together.
And I always say, I find that the girls really get into the fact that it's just theirs. It's not their mom's feminine products. It's not their sister's, big sister's feminine products. It's something that's personal to them. And it just gives them a sense of, this is not a bad thing. Because a lot of times when you hear about your cycle, you know, people bring in that negativity, and this brings on some positivity. And Tracy knows that's what we try to do, is spread positivity all the time about your body, your being, who you are, how you define yourself.
Yeah, yeah. And I think those period stories are really important. I know we just recently talked about book, Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret, and Judy Bloom. And so all of our girls receive a journal. And so we want them to journal about what that feels like, to know that you actually know what a period is. And some girls are looking forward to it. Some of girls have horror stories about it. But even in the midst of that, they still have questions like, why is it called a period, but it keeps coming every month? Period. Like, it should only come once, you know. To explain to them about a cycle, and then even understanding that what a panty liner is and how important it is, you know, to really know your body and know that everybody's cycle is different. And it's okay if you don't start at this age, and you may start at that age. And so we've even thought about doing period parties, you know, because I think it's important for girls to embrace that. So not only do the girls get the period packs, but they also get a journal so that they can keep up with their cycles and know that, like, this is your body. Like, when we say I define me, that's an inside outside thing. And so you know, we also do conversations with mothers as well. So we do like VIP Moms Day, and then we have the girls in a separate space. And the stories that the mothers tell us about someone just not even preparing them is crucial. And the other thing is, the girls say the schools that do have the information, oftentimes it's not just a gender specific group. It's the girls with the boys. So of course they're not going to ask questions. But when we come in and do our groups, they're gender specific. So they feel like they're in a safe space to be able to ask those questions and get the answers they need.
Yes, Tracy, you mentioned the journal. I think it's so important that young ladies learn how to track their cycle. I wasn't taught how to track my cycle, so there will be some surprises. But with you teaching them the journaling aspect, they learn early on it's important to track your cycle, because you'll get to know your body and you'll know what to expect. And then as you get older, you know, if you miss a cycle, you'll know like what it's supposed to be.
Or even knowing why. They didn't even know that those
Oh my
things
gosh.
they didn't know about the reproduction piece. And you know about it all the time. I have my journals from when I was a little girl, and my period is tracked in there. I could literally show that to you guys. That I was so excited every month. I got my period, you know. So, and I cross off the little X's and everything. And no one taught me to do that. I literally did it on my own. And so, but it's good that these girls have those tools. So the diaper bank has just been a benefit to us. And the fact that they also come in different little colors, and they all get to choose a different bag, that's so cool, with their personality.
I know that it just gives them that little piece that is theirs personally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that was part of the reason to do those first period kits and those, cute little bags, so that they could have something that's on their own, and, they can use it, for other things if they wanted to. So it's not just, in our regular period kits. I remember, Tracy, when you were talking, when I was in school, we had those classes where they would separate the boys and girls, and you go and you
Yes.
watch the video and you learn, all about yourself, our bodies, ourselves. So you would learn all of that. And I know some schools still do, those types of things, and some don't. So again, I think it's so important that you guys do that, for the girls that maybe don't have that at their school, or don't have access to that type of education. Because just learning about, yeah, if you miss your period, what does that mean? Exactly. And how do you manage it? How do you manage cramps and pain and moods, and why do I act like this, and all of those types of things. So providing that on top of providing them with the products, they have a really good toolbox to understand,
Yes.
themselves and their body,
Yes.
and be able to manage their monthly cycle.
Well, when I was growing up, it was I thought there was just one type of protection, feminine protection. And so I was excited to learn there was different types. And to date, some young ladies don't know that there's different types of feminine care.
Right, right. And we even go into layers. So we talk about that, but we also talk about the things that they shouldn't do, like, how your body parts aren't supposed to smell like wildflowers. It's okay
Right.
that, you take care of your body in this way. And so um I just appreciate the fact that girls have a safe space. I didn't have it. Many of us didn't have it. And so now we do. And I think for me, even the wellness mobile, there's different parts to it. But when you get on the bus, you also are taking a pledge to only post positivity to social media. But the big piece is that we're going into communities that don't typically have those resources. And that's what I think that St. Louis Diaper Bank provides, resources for communities that are lacking. And so for girls to be able to come on and get those resources and know that this is something there for them, it's just it speaks volumes. So we
Yes.
appreciate you. We really do.
Yeah. Well, we're appreciative of our partnership, with you all, because we do one piece of it where we're, we part of our mission is to build community by ending diaper need and period poverty, and then that's through access. So obviously providing those diapers and period supplies out into the community. But I think the education piece is so important. So it's great to have partners that can build upon what we're trying to do, and we work as a community to do these things, for the girls, and those period kits, that you provide, those help them with their education, even though people don't think about it in that way. But if they don't have access to the products they need on a monthly basis, a lot of girls will just not go to school.
Absolutely.
Some girls, like you were talking about, sort of the hygiene aspect of it, don't like the smell or other things that go along with having your period. So then they miss school because of that. But so with the products and the education, that helps them be able to go to school and not be embarrassed about it, or, that either because they have a period or because they don't have the products, they need to manage their periods.
Well, we're thankful for you. We have the Own Your Now show in addition to the I Define Me movement and Sister Keeper. And thank you for coming on the show, because a lot of parents don't have this information, and they need the information. And the more you get out there into the community, the more people will be able to know that they have resources in the St. Louis Diaper Bank.
Right. That's great.
Yeah. I think that when we bring awareness, we say what we do is threefold. We do prevention, intervention, and awareness. And so the awareness piece, even for us, we have International Day of the Girl. It happens once a year, but it ties the girls into understanding that the period poverty, it's not that a local thing, it's a global thing. It's something that impacts girls all over the country. And the fact that some girls don't have the access, or they're not able to figure out how to compose, use the resources in their countries. So these girls get to see, okay, I'm not just dealing with this, other sisters in other communities globally are as well, and how we all can make an impact and be able to know that we can be a resource to each other. So
Right.
yeah,
That is so great. You guys are doing such great work. I mean, we're so proud to have you as a partner in this. We have other partners that work in schools and that provide kits. But I think the other pieces that you provide and the fact that you're going into communities, I think is really going to change lives. Change lives for those girls and possibly the women in their lives as well. So thank you so much for all of your work. What schools, can you tell us what schools you're in or what communities you're in the St. Louis area?
So currently we're in Parkway School District. We work with the middle school, and we're in Hazelwood School District. We work with the middle school and the high school, and elementary, actually, elementary, middle. In Parkway, it's specifically the DSEG program. So these are girls that are coming from the city to the county, that sometimes they don't have the resources. We also work with some of the elementary schools in Ferguson Florissant School District, well as some schools that work specifically with girls.
Yes.
So Marion Middle, St. Louis Catholic Academy. And so it's just a great resource. And then we always say the wheels on the bus didn't go round and round all through the town until we came. And now we go to different parts of the community, or at the History Museum. We try to go to the libraries. We go to different areas and just open up those doors. And whenever you see our wellness mobile, you know that we're providing those resources to girls in the community. Our community-based program is located here in Florissant. So it serves the Ferguson Florissant community, as well as we can roll into the city at times as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's really great. Well, thank you both for coming on and being my guest on my January ED chat, first one of the 2023 year. I hope you both have great years. I hope the year's starting out great for you.
Yeah.
And I look forward to working with you and seeing you in person at some point this year. So thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having us.